Welcome to the Sound and the Healing podcast, where life is experienced, sound is celebrated, and healing is inevitable. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, listeners, to the Sound and the Healing episode 8. Welcome back. I'm here with my lovely co-host. She's in the house. In fact, we're doing this episode together, which is fun. And want to recap just a little bit. Our last episode, episode 7, we talked about my first track that I released for my upcoming album. So we really did a deep dive into Kuan Yin. This episode, we are going to listen to the second track that's going to be coming out in this eventual album. It's going to be Isis, the goddess Isis. Now, I want to caution you, this one's a little different. It gets loud, it expands a lot of different facets, so she's full on. And she came through me musically very full on. So just wanted to prepare you a little bit for it. And also want to share with you that if you're listening, she's not going to be released until fall, autumn equinox.
It's a sneak preview, Claire.
It is. So just a little gift for you all for listening and for being with us on this journey. So let's take a moment here and listen to the second track off Emerging with the Divine Feminine, Isis. right. So she's always a wild ride for me every time I listen to her. And I haven't listened to her in a while because I did the final mixing and uploading her to be released on the autumn equinox a couple months ago. So I've kind of listened to her just now with a fresh palette. And I'll share with you, Kuan Yin was just piano, right? This one needed more. Isis is very pianistic, obviously. And she's fiery, she's driving, she's declamatory, she's sure of herself, as well as some softness that comes through. But what I felt like I needed to do, and as this came through and putting finishing touches on it, I needed a pedal point as well throughout the piece, and you'll hear that pedal point. I wanted to find something that felt a little bit otherworldly, not just a single tone. It's got almost a feeling of holding it all consistently as all this is happening. And how wonderful for what is going on in the world right now. This feeling of, and for me, as I was doing the pedal point, I was holding the intention of, we've got this. We can hold this all. We've got this. And then the other thing I'll say before we take a deep dive into it is I knew I had to release this on the autumn equinox. It needed that fire, that harvest, that feel of that. So, welcome.
Wow. Claire, I thank you. That was an incredible offering of into the piece, right? Your relationship with the piece. And the listener, you're so welcome to have your relationship with it, including getting really curious if any part of it feels disturbing or frightening or mystifying, inviting, exciting, right? It has this feline sense about it. Claire, I'd love for those who are listening, and for me as well, you speak about pedal point, which is, of course, known well to you and other musicians. What is the pedal point?
Well, the pedal point is a term for what we use as and again, I said this isn't really a pedal point with a single tone, but you'll listen to like Gregorian chants or the chant, the monk music, where the you hear that drone.
Mm-hmm.
That's synonymous with pedal point.
Ah, okay. You hear that in an Indian music as well. Dun, 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 right, over and over.
Well, I would call that a loop. It's a repetitive motive.
Okay.
The pedal point's one tone that doesn't change.
Okay.
And so a drone that's a single note.
But what you're saying is there's a foundation, and the effect that the foundation, listening to the foundation of even a very, very activating in both positive and other ways, a piece that can be very activating is like the world is highly activating right now, to listen to the foundation.
I wanted to provide an anchor to help support everything that was going on in this piece.
Mm-hmm. There's so much going on in this piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if you can even pause, listener, and take some notes of what you experienced. And if this is your first time coming on, please know that there is no right and wrong answer to your experience. Any art, any creative impulse is like a channeled piece of information that's coming through to you, for you, with you, with whatever is meant to come through you as a result. It's a co-creation of the universe. So there's no right and wrong answer in the experience that you're having. I know the experience I had, and I'd love to speak about it, but pause and have your own experience and then come back. Because the thing about art is that we're not meant to be alone with it. It is meant to bring everyone and everything together.
A conversation.
A conversation.
An experience.
An experience that produces something else. Everything makes us a mother. Right? Something is coming through. And because what we don't want is an experience that then meets us and lands and goes thunk. Because that's stagnation. Stagnation actually results in illness. We don't want to eat, for instance, things that are just going to go thunk in the body. I'm going to put in a plug here for something like Splenda, which goes thunk into, people think that, artificial sweeteners like Splenda are good for them. They go thunk. This one specifically has a lot of chlorine molecules, looks like dioxin, and goes clunk into your fat cells and then doesn't leave. Kind of like styrofoam in your body, except worse. So music and art is meant to move you like a wave, like a rapid in a river, a wave in an ocean. And then where is it moving you, right? A new location, a new relationship with self.
Well, and that's just it, Rohini, is because the experience between the listener or the music or the experience of seeing visual art, you're approaching this piece of art as a different person each time you experience it.
Yes.
So it is a dance, it is a collaboration. You are shaping the art because where you show up, who you show up in any given moment to experience and witness this piece or this work is shaping it to some extent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It might exist as a series of notes, but the way that you read it, the way that you receive it, really shapes the experience of it in the world. And we see this with great books, right? This is really funny. I was reading recently that F. Scott Fitzgerald had a different intention with The Great Gatsby, other than the way that it was received, right? Mm-hmm. And it almost doesn't matter. There is an energy that came through him, whether he was aware of it or not, that has shaped generations of people powerfully.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In consciousness. So can I share what happened to me in this piece of music?
Please, I would love that.
Because I don't think I've shared that.
No,
This is my second time listening to it. And I was longing, because I'm also a dancer, to choreograph a piece of music, to have somebody on the ground representing what you're calling this pedal point, and above them this rhythm, right, that grounds and that keeps returning. And then above that, a conversation that moves in big waves and small waves and unexpected waves, right? And if you look at the history of Isis, and she's very, very prominent in women's spirituality, and I've wondered why for a long time. Obviously Egyptian source, not something that I I remember in grade school studying the gods of Egypt and the pharaohs, and who seemed to be synonymous with gods as well. Clearly, right, as a very, very special, incredible place in the world. People go there to receive energetic information, and the pyramids and all of that. I've never particularly done that, but hearing this piece of music, holy cow, Claire, I could feel why people tune in. If you look at the history of Isis, physical person, divine, right, energy, representing a mother, a healer, a magician, the daughter of earth and sky, right? The Geb, the earth, and a nut, I don't know if I'm saying it right, sky, and the wife and sister of Osiris. Now, Osiris himself was a very powerful, powerful magician and healer and presence. But then she also had a brother, Seth, who murdered Osiris. And then, this is really gory, please close your ears, but graphic. He was cut up and scattered. And Isis gathered all of his pieces together, and she attempted to bring him back to life. And so there is also her involvement not only in the mysteries of living, but if you're somewhere between, if you're a child of earth and sky, you are also in birth and living and death, the whole shebang. And no wonder there are gigantic waves in this, right? Mm-hmm. And if we can be in birth and living and death, which is a deep mystery, as I'm a hospice and palliative care physician, and that are perhaps, if we resist death, we're actually resisting birth and beginning, because it's a continuity. It's not just a cycle. It's seen as a cycle here on Earth because it's represented in regenerative experiences, but energetically, it's anybody's guess what's actually happening. But if we can inhabit each of these phases with heart, then there is power. There's power of the heart. And this music, this sound, this piece of music, that is a choral, really a chorus, which if it were choreographed on stage would be a number of people holding the different elements. It's power. And so my invitation to each of us listening to this piece, Claire, and to you, as the one that came through, is where do you feel power activated in your body? What does it make you want to do? And is this the power to heal? The power to connect, the power to understand, the power to bless, the power to receive, the power to generate and create and co-create, the power of curiosity, the power of being with. What a healing gift into the world. Now, there might be also an experience, if this is activating trauma, right? That you might experience rage and experience resentment, anger, all of those things that may be dormant within you or hiding because they weren't safe to come out. It's okay. Let them come out. Put a container around them. And this podcast is the sound and the healing. So the healing piece here is observe the sensation of any emotion if it feels safe for you to do so. And because this is a multi-layered piece, there is a foundation of safety, there is a foundation of rhythm that you can always return to, that is constant and that grounds and earths you, because Isis is of the earth as she is of the sky and everything in between. And allow the expression within you and watch the wave change.
And if I may interject
Of
real
course,
quickly
it is
here,
your piece after all.
you may find, and it's okay if you don't or if you do, you may find that you want to speak with this or hum with this, or there may be sounds that want to come out
And move.
And move. Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Wind, the energy of wind
Yes.
comes through.
Yes.
The energy of earth comes through. The energy of fire comes
Mm-hmm.
through. Whatever is moving you, be there.
Exactly.
There's water here too. I mean, I could really feel the movement of the Nile, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So don't, let me rephrase that. Allow yourself to experience this in any way that feels natural and authentic.
Because expression is freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she invites you to vocalize with this. She invites you to add and access your rage, your surprise, your confusion.
Your despair,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And when we access every part of ourselves and let a piece of music guide us through it, through an arc of an experience, and co-create with that piece of music, there's a word for this, Claire. It's alchemy. Very, very ancient magic that has always been known to us.
Mic drop. Yes. Yes. Yes.
And Isis is alchemical.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So thank you. Thank you for enjoying this with us. And
Yeah.
Arise, wake up, right?
Yeah.
Let it awaken.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And though you'll have to re-listen to her through this podcast for a while. Because, yeah, as I said, we're giving you a sneak preview. She won't be dropping until September.
Right.
So.
And my invitation to you is just like with the last piece. Listen, come back and listen to it with somebody that you love.
Yeah.
And see what arises between you.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And your favorite drum. Wouldn't that be fun to drum to this?
Wow, yeah.
Anyway, we could go on forever. Thank you for listening.
This, just really feel before you go the pulsation of our love for you. These are offers of deep healing brought through love.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Through music, through our voice, through our presence.
Mm-hmm.
Until later. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so very much for listening to our podcast. We hope you enjoyed yourself and will share the sound and the healing with your friends. please go to our website with any questions or comments you may have, as we plan on using your questions in upcoming episodes. Our website and socials are included at the bottom of our episode descriptions, so please join us to continue the discussion. Until next time, keep on sounding and healing.